2 clippings, his own custom, both of those index cards that were signed. There was one other index card that he signed, and of course he also signed my own custom, which you can see right here. So with Al Naples, he really liked that. Another guy who has kind of shaky handwriting. It's not as shaky, but is Eddie Samkoff. Now, I asked him about what it was like to play with the 1948 Oakland Oaks, which is often considered the best Pacific Coast League team ever. And they won the championship. They won 117 games. Casey Stengel managed them, and Eddie Samkoff actually scored the tying run in their championship game against the Sacramento Salones. And as you can see, you know, his signature isn't that shaky, but it's still it's getting progressively shakier. Well, he didn't just write me and say, you know, thanks. He didn't just write me and answer my questions. He wrote a full-page letter, wrote, not typed, and it started to get pretty shaky near the end, but it was still very legible. And he, you know, he not only thanked me for asking the questions that I did about the Oakland Oaks, and you know, because back then the Pacific Coast League was way better than AAA, and it was almost on a caliber with the major leagues. I guess you could call it quadruple A. And he actually thanked me for asking for his autograph. So I thought that was really neat. And you know, a guy like an Al Naples or an Eddie Samkoff is going to really enjoy that. But then a guy like a Ray Hathaway or a Sam Mealy, because Sam Mealy has employs a ghost signer as well. I think he has since 2013, off the top of my head, when his signature started getting really shaky. Like I said, it depends on the individual. Some guys even wait to have good days for their signature to sign. So, you know, just it depends on the ball player. Now, the other ones, okay, there are more. The next one, and I'm starting to see this more and more, is I actually did get a question from Chance Davis asking me what current players sign. Chance, with all due respect, if I was going to do that, I would be here for hours listing guys that signed and guys that didn't sign. And I would have to do hours and hours of research just to do that. What I would suggest you do is to go on to either Sports Card Forum, because I know in your particular case you can't afford sportscollectors.net, although I really recommend sportscollectors.net. It's $15 a year, and it's the best $15 you will ever spend. Sportscollectors.net is, of course, the other option. And instead of, you know, just the other thing about active ball players is that their signing habits change very rapidly. Look at Adrian Beltre. Who could have predicted Adrian Beltre signing anything at the beginning of this year? The people that got him back were just sending on a lark because he had almost no success. Who could have predicted that Noah Syndergaard was going to sign in spring training? Who could have predicted that last spring training Steven Matz was going to sign a bunch? Those are only three examples. And by the way, spring training and regular season signing habits, they're all different. So what I would suggest you do is just send out the guys that you want to send to. Alternately, if that doesn't work and you're afraid of losing something, just send to just go on to www.mlb.com, print out a roster, see how many cards you have of those guys, punch their names into SCF or SCN, and if there is any record of success, then send. Or at least of recent success, then send. Likewise, I get this question from different people with retired ball players. Again, that's much more cut and dry, where somebody will just whatever cards you have, go on to SCN or SCF and see if the ball player signs. The address is right there with SCF all the time, and with SCN, if it's not, then you can ask it on their autograph address request section. So that one, just let that one go. That's what I would suggest you do there. I also got a fairly amusing question, and I'm sorry I didn't record the names down. I only remember Justin Nordeman as asking me a question. But somebody did ask if I got Stan Thomas back. Remember when I was shaking the heck out of that card saver, trying to get that card out and saying, this one's going to go out TTM? Well, sure enough, I did indeed get Stan Thomas back on that 1977 card. And not only that, but he also threw in, I did not include this, but he said to keep it, a 1976 Topps card. So and he also, and I thought this was pretty funny, on my index card he wrote, because I related to him a game where my father actually saw him pitch 8 innings against Ron Guidry. I think he gave up 2 or 3 runs off the top of my head. Ron Guidry pitched a shutout, and he wrote, thanks for reminding me I lost, but then he put a wink smiley underneath it, drew a wink smiley underneath it, and one eye is closed and the other one is open. So I thought that was really, really funny. And the other there was one other question, and this actually got PM to me on SCN from a member of one of the forums. I can't remember if it was Guru or Baseball TTM Autographs. Is the Juan Gonzalez train still going? I don't know. All I can tell you is, here is my success from him, which is 1999 Upper Deck Retro. Sorry, my throat's a bit dry. But anyway, the